Good morning, Standard 4s. Good to see you again. Today we're going to start on long multiplication. Right, now long multiplication is similar to regular multiplication, except we've got an added step, an extra step that we need to process in the multiplication. Right, so the first step, I want you to, just for the first step, imagine that this 5 is not there. And we are just working with those sums, which looks pretty much like a regular multiplication sum, right? As with all sums, we start in the units column. So we're going to start with 6 times 4 is 24. Right? Are you with me? Then we have 6 times 2 is 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay, remember to try and keep them in the units, tens and hundreds column. Okay, now in essence we are finished with the 6. So the 6 is going to die. And we're going to write a 0 here in the units column. That 0 is really showing us that we're done with the units column. And now we are moving over to the tens column. Right? Now, before you even start with the next step of the sum, either scratch this out or rub it out, because it might confuse you when you're doing the next step. Okay, so we don't want to see this carrying. That must just get rid of that. Right, so now we are ready to go on to the next step of the sum. Right, so we left with we have the 5 in the tens column, but it's very, very important to remember we're still working from right to left. So you always start in the units column. So we've got to say 5 times 4, and we know that 5 times 4 is 20, right? So we write our 0 there. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. Then we go on to the 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the other 2 is 12. Right, so, oopsie, oh dear. We want to have them nicely lined up under each other. Okay, right, so you've got your units, your tens, your hundreds, and a thousands column. Just going to extend that a little bit. Right, now what you have to do next is you have to add these two numbers to get your answer for the multiplication sums that you have done. So 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. 1 plus 2 is 3. And 1 plus nothing else is 1. So your final answer is 1,344. I'm going to do you another example. Right? We have 3 times 2 is 6. This one's pretty easy because there's no carrying. Right? 2 times 6 is 12. Right? And now remember, we are done with the 2. So we indicated by putting a 0 there that we are done with our units column. Well, then the next step is to go to the 7 and we do our multiplication sum there. First, remember, always starting in the units column. 7 times 3 is 21. 6 times 7 or 7 times 6, whichever way you want to do that, is 42 plus 2 is 44. Remember to keep it in the correct columns, right? And then again, once you have gone to that step, you add 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 4 is 5. And 4 plus nothing else is 4. Right, and that's the end of the sum. I'm going to be sending you a worksheet that you can do on that, and let's see how you go along. Please, as soon as you've done, submit it to us so that we can have a look and see how you went with those. Thank you. Bye.